What's up, everybody? Chlorine King here. Welcome back for another video. I've had a lot of people ask me for a van tour, so this goes to you, David Benson, asking me every week for a tour of my van. So we're going to show you basically everything that has to do with my van, what's in it, and how I operate on a day-to-day basis. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to look at is the tool sets. Now, the one thing I bring back to almost every single pad is the Milwaukee Packout. What's cool about it, it's a big box like that, and on the lid of it, it's got these grooves for these other things here. We're gonna go through all this here separately, but all this stuff stacked on top of each other and rolls back in one convenient package. So here's basically just all my miscellaneous channel locks, screwdrivers, lube, level, stuff like that. As far as my actual power tools I use, that far back one there is an SDS drill, super easy for drilling into concrete. The drill in the very back, that's a regular hammer drill. I use that as a regular drill as well. Right in front of that's an impact driver. Got a ratchet, my Sawzall, my PVC shears, this little guy which I use for diverter valves, the screws. The clutch on is it's adjustable, so of course you don't crack the plastic or anything like that. And then a couple miscellaneous drill bits and other miscellaneous bits for my various tools to basically make sure I have everything there. So that's all the power tools and stuff like that. Moving over here, my one tray has got a bunch of tap cons, drill bits, straps, lock rings, knockout covers, knockout reducers, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's one of my bins. Another bin I have here, I apologize, it's really windy today. It's basically like my electrical connections, you know, the fork terminals, wing nuts, bonding lugs, ground screws, miscellaneous automation things like the 4-pin connectors, timer parts, and then some other bonding parts and stuff like that. This is my electrical bag here, wear around my waist. I really like it when I'm doing small electrical repairs. Has my multimeter on it, in addition to all my electrical tools I use on a day-to-day basis. This is one of the most valuable things to me that's been here. This stays on top of the Packout, and this is where I put all my glue, my PVC fittings, my towels, knee pads obviously, and a bunch of small stuff that I'm going to bring back to the job. So let's go ahead and pan out now. So in this door, rear door, I got some cones. If I'm on a busy road, I'll put the cones out. Don't have anything on this other door here. But then here's like my electrical section. I got all this conduit. This is all 1/2-inch conduit here. And I got some 3/4 inch. I don't normally mess around 3/4. But if I have to replace a heat pump conduit, you know, I have the wire as well for that. And then I have all the 12 gauge wire and 10 gauge wire I need. Up there is some fluid film to protect against rust, and then that far right can is conduit lube. So if I got a long conduit I need to make up, I can push the wire through. Moving this out of the way, I got a small little small little magnetic tray that has all the tools needed to basically make all this electrical stuff work. And then over here I got my bonding wire, and I got a shovel here, and then of course a broom to clean out the van every year. Over here I got a charger for a small miscellaneous tool, and I got a blower if I ever need to blow off anyone's pad, and then small little toolboxes there. And then up here I got I got some more conduit lube, cooling towel. I got some, if you drill a big hole, some foam. I actually wax my heat pumps for my clients or heaters after installing it because it can get pretty grimy from installing it. Silicone lube for, O-rings and stuff like that as well. And then miscellaneous paint if ever needed. And then moving into the van, this side here has, some towels, some gloves, all my glue, clear glue, primer in the back with blue glue. And then up here I got all my timer mechanisms, AC disconnects if it's not met to code, power line adapters if you're having connectivity issues with automation systems. Up here is my tent that I love. It's a 10x10 tent. in the summertime is very valuable. And this is all my miscellaneous plumbing fittings for basically all, you know, 1.5 and 2 inch. And then down here are all my valves as needed. So I got 3 ways, 2 ways, checked valves, and that is UPS flying by. And then looking up here, I got 2 inch pipe, and then 1.5 inch pipe, and then a spare pool pole if I ever need to do any type of cleaning on the spot. This is one of my favorite sections here. This is all my miscellaneous small electrical stocks, you know, like straps, wire connections, wing nuts, liquid tights, all that kind of stuff. And I also have batteries, zip ties, tape, pipe clamps, breakers, lube, you know, and then small PVC like under 1 inch here is all right here. And then here I got chlorinator parts, so it's hard to keep all this stuff organized, but basically just hoses, elbows, stuff like that. Vacuum parts, just a bunch of miscellaneous vacuum parts. Now light parts really isn't light parts, it's sort of like a miscellaneous tool bin. Bunch of different things here, some miscellaneous tools, digital timer, some light wireless things, some scissors and stuff like that. Actually, you know what, I want to show you one cool thing real quick. I don't know if this has a charge because I haven't used it in a while, but this thing is it's a gyro screwdriver. So basically you pull the trigger down here, and then turning it one way or the other will actually rotate the screwdriver whichever direction you want it to go, which is pretty cool. And then moving along, we got miscellaneous pump O-rings and parts. Same thing with the filter, some filter O-rings. And then here I got automation parts. This is one of my favorite or most used devices. It's a one-touch that I can program people's panels without having to be connected into the Aqualink system. Some miscellaneous automation parts. Here is some salt parts, some flow switch for Hayward salt system, and then also fuses. Replace fuses a lot, and some miscellaneous unions and stuff like that. Dummy cell for a Hayward Aquarite. This is one of my, I call it a junk drawer. It's got a little bit of everything. Wood screws, you know, some gloves, some vinyl tape from my label maker, you know, extra shear blades, Ethernet, Cat5 cables, basically everything that doesn't really go anywhere or have its own designated spot. Here's the electrical section, you know, receptacles, GFCI, of course, light switches, LB boxes, 90s for PVC conduit, stuff like that. And this is my miscellaneous junction box bin, covers, lights, weatherproof light switch covers, stuff like that. Moving along here, I got my test kits. I got a salt meter. If you haven't seen the Salt Dip Pro, check it out. I absolutely love it. Got my Taylor 2005 kit. This bin of fittings is what I call specialty fittings. So it's got like, you know, slip over fitting extenders and stuff like that. I got my towels here for all my glue, which is very important. And then for some reason I have some miscellaneous actuators there that I pulled off a job at some point. I got a regular hose, I got a pool hose, and then in this bin here, I'm not going to pull it out because it's a pain in the butt, but I said butt twice, but now it's like 6 times. Anyways, vacuum hoses for clients. This is like where I put stuff for sale. I got some pool nets in here, some brushes, some pump baskets, stuff like that. Down below here, I'm a warranty station for both Jandy and Pentair, so I got miscellaneous Pentair and Jandy parts. So that's like my most used stock items that I go on warranty calls for. Down here I got a portable Milwaukee fan, sump pump, another fan that is awesome in the summertime, and then a bunch of hole saws, and then a camera that you can put down pipes, see if any clogs or anything like that. Down here I got my filter cleaning bag. I got the multi-torque set in there, and also another 12-volt drill. And then this is my inspection stuff. I got my water loss test tool, and then also my inspection bag. And then along the base here, of course, I got my rigid PVC for electrical. And then here, you got to have a dolly. This is super important for when you're carrying stuff or big filters or anything of significant weight long distances. This will save your back. And then this is one of my favorite little gizmos here. Wife got this for me, and I'm like, oh, I'll never use this. I use this all the time. If I'm sitting on a pad gluing, I'll sit my butt on here so I'm not sitting on the ground or putting my knees to the floor or anything like that. It folds up nice and neat, really cool. And then on the back side of the PVC bin, I got my extension cord. I got, of course, your GFC eye protector plug, and of course another shovel. Can't have too many shovels, and of course a garbage can for miscellaneous stuff. So that is basic. Oh, forgot to go over here. Got some valve parts like handles, screws, O-rings. That all sits here. And then unions per brand or manufacturer. So Pentair, Jandy, and Hayward. I got miscellaneous unions there. So that's basically the inside of my van in its entirety. But now we're going to go up front where there's some cool things I did and show you how I have that set up. All right, so getting into the driver's seat, I got miscellaneous sunblock, sunscreen, some electrolyte stuff for Gatorade, some water here. And then, of course, this is a equipment sticker set, and then a bunch of business cards and some miscellaneous masks. Get on in here. So I upgraded the headset to, first off, power my awesome 12-inch subwoofer I got back here because I love music. So I always listen to music, and what's really neat, I got a custom bass knob right here. So if I'm driving into a neighborhood real quick, I can adjust the bass and the sound and all that from right there. What else? I got a magnetic stand for my phone, so when I plug my phone into my headset here, if I'm using Apple Maps or Google Maps, I can also utilize my phone right here as well. Up here, I got miscellaneous clothes, hats, stuff like that. And then I always have an iPad with me for if I have to send a quick email or send a route, organize a route quickly or anything like that. I got full wireless connectivity. I got its own data plan, stuff like that. This seat here is basically for my cooler. I put my cooler usually where my towel's at, and of course my hat and sunglasses. Back here I got all my equipment, part books, manuals, and all that kind of stuff. So if I can't figure something out, I'll probably have the manual to it in here. And then back here I got my winter jacket. Now it's starting to get close to winter time. So that is the inside of my cab of my repair van. All right, guys, so hopefully you like the view of my van and all the tools that are involved with it to get me going from point A to point B on a daily basis. And stay tuned for more videos, and as always, like and subscribe, and guess what? We'll see you next video. Have a great day, everyone.